do it.
I'm breathing. We're live.
Oh, we're live now? Hey.
We're live now.
I'm alive. I'm a live person.
I'm gonna announce this.
All right. I tweeted something a couple minutes ago, but
Awesome.
yeah, send it to everyone thingy.
All you sleepyheads out there. Oops. That's the wrong link.
Yep. That's us. Hello, who's here? Who's watching us right now? I know one of them is me.
Yeah, I should bring that up on my thingamajig.
Your thingamajig?
Yeah, my YouTubes.
Ah.
All right, we're live.
Okay. Let me know when you want to start recording. Okay, Satoshi's here.
Satoshi, hello. He said he was going to be here, so. All right.
All right.
I have a proper working intro countdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, and an end tag. Although it's not winter themed, I'm gonna make a winter themed one next time. Didn't have time last night, but okay, here we go. We're counting down.
Okay. Wait. Have you started recording already?
Oh yeah, we gotta do that.
Yeah. Let's do that. Okay.
All right.
Give me a countdown.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
We are recording.
Can you hear me? Okay.
I can't.
All right.
Why is this way up here? I can't see it way up there.
Your sound went a little weird again, but I'm just gonna let's just as long as it's fine on the recording part. Yeah.
Can you hear me well enough though?
I can hear you. It's not currently syncing with your lips.
What?
I don't know. How does it look on your screen?
I'm on Windows 11 now.
Well, there you go.
Fine. Everything's fine.
Okay, you saw. Okay, it got better. I don't know. I think it's anytime you touch anything. Like you started Audacity, and the computer's like, no. Okay, it's fine now. It's okay. I think. Hold on.
We're gonna count.
Those who are watching, do we sound okay? Okay. All right.
Sean's voice is out of sync, so it's not just you.
Oh, no,
and
but
now it's synced.
He says now it's synced. All right. Live from
11.
New York. Okay.
Better taped. All right, let's count it down.
Okay. Do it.
Oh, hey Vinnk.
Oh, hi. What are you doing in my house at this hour?
Oh yeah, it's new time for a new year. I don't
right.
know.
That's
Sure,
right.
sure.
This is a weird one. Usually it's middle of the night for you when we're recording these, and now it's for me. So I'm in my wife's shop right now, hence the ribbons behind me rather than the usual nerd fodder.
So colorful though.
I know, right? I know. So this is our first podcast of the new year.
Yeah, man. And to kick 2022 off right, I got a flashback to 2006.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, someone posted a link to VG charts saying that Nintendo Switch has exceeded the lifetime sales of the Nintendo Wii. Who knows what numbers they're using?
Yeah, VG charts is. I mean, yeah, it's speculation with a garnish of actual numbers. So,
Yes, yes. The
but
garnish might be a little too.
but I
Yeah.
mean,
Anyway.
it will though. It's gonna outsell it though. It's just got a lot more. It's just got a lot more staying power than the Wii did. You know, they're both cultural phenomenons, but I think Switch. You know what? Switch might even pass the Wii U.
Yeah, it might.
It might. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I'm just amazed VG Charts is still around. Like,
Well, I mean, people like numbers. If you want better numbers though, make an account on Install Base. That's the new one.
install base.
Install Base. It's good.
What? What? Okay.
Basically, the sales charts from what was formerly NeoGAF, then became Resetera, then splintered off again, and they're on a new site called Install Base. So
Resetera isn't the new hot place anymore.
no, 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 it's old and busted. It got bought out by like some, I don't know, some company. Whoa, where's my hair? I forgot to apply it this morning.
Oh.
No, Resetera is like, I mean, it's around, but I don't know. It ain't what it used to be. Anyway.
Well, I would not have predicted that. And on
Ooh.
that note, we should make some predictions for the year of 2020 also.
Ugh. 2022 is not off to a great start, I gotta say.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, let's see. What was it this morning? Bob Saget died.
Wait, what?
Bob Saget.
Is that why they were posting Bob Saget things?
Yeah.
I saw it on Twitter. He was like, "I'm glad to be addicted to this thing again." Okay, well that sucks.
Yep. Oh, you didn't know? You didn't hear that one? Yeah, and we lost Betty White,
Right.
Sidney Poitier,
Yeah.
Bogdanovich, director of Last Picture Show. Just it's
Cool.
But more personally and tragically, of course, we lost Mario. You know, we lost Mario the Hat. You know,
Yep.
it's just not been a good start. So I think we gotta, as much as we can, we're gonna have to try to look past those and focus. I don't want to bring everybody down, but we're gonna focus on the gaming right now. But thanks, Sean. I hear you had a podcast a couple nights ago, in memory of him. So thank you.
Yeah, and for some reason YouTube, I hate talking about it like this, but like YouTube liked it and boosted it in the algorithm, and it got to a lot more eyes on this new channel here than would have otherwise. So I'm really hoping that helped his family out.
Yeah, I mean the donations have been going up. We'll post a link if maybe if you're just tuning into if you're just tuning into this podcast. Famicom Dojo has been around for a number of years, but for the last I don't know, what would you say, 7-8 years? One of our super fans, maybe even longer, has been a guy who went by the name Mario the Hat. And at first I don't know, at first we were like, is this guy for real? You know, we were worried we were being trolled because he was so passionate about what we were doing. And he grew to be like not just a fan, but like a real friend too. And just, you don't expect to hear that someone that young would have passed. So it's been a yeah, you know. But you know what? If I know anything about the guy, and I think I knew a little bit about him, he would want us to continue talking about the games. He didn't. The games was what he wanted. Strangely enough, these glasses are new. If anyone's on the video part and can see, I've got red glasses again. Because Mario said I looked better with the red glasses. So I was going to surprise him with these on the cast, but it just never came to be. Anyway, let's
yeah, man.
I don't. I again. There's times to be sad and there's times to be happy, and I'd like to try to switch that right now and look towards the things that brings us all here together today, which is video games. So,
Well,
have you been
speaking of
playing
the
any?
Switch, yeah,
Speaking of the Switch, okay.
yeah,
Yes,
no.
yes,
First of all, last year we
yeah.
did a prediction that there would be no Switch Pro, and we were kind of right.
I'll
It's
give
time.
us a half on that one.
Yeah. We would have been completely wrong, but the global chip shortage probably is what's responsible for all of more of the rumors about the Switch Pro ended up being false. And if that hadn't happened, maybe we would have had the better innards and not just the
Yeah.
updated screen.
Hmm.
So with that in mind, looking to the future,
Okay.
this year is going to be the 5th anniversary of the Switch's launch. Can you believe that?
Yeah, actually, that seems about
2017.
right. That seems about right. But
So,
man, where does the time go?
so this is around the time we normally would hear about a Switch successor,
I
because the
guess.
Nintendo console generations are 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, if the console's doing well. The Wii U, of course, was a smaller generation, and what was it? And of course, Famicom went on for quite a while. But yeah,
Well, I
this
mean,
is
but
about the
before
time.
before they, like they're still for sale, but
Yeah.
the new one gets released at a
Okay.
most
Okay, that
maximum
makes
six
sense.
years after the previous one, which
Now,
means that
but
next year it would come out, but I don't think that's happening this time.
okay, now this is where we have to think about this though. Is if I
Yeah.
mean the Switch is a twofer. It's a home console, which had
Yep.
and home consoles have the 5 year cycle, but it's also a portable, and the portables have a much
Yep.
longer cycle.
Yep.
You
Yep. That's a
know, I mean,
fact.
look at the Game Boy. What was it? 1989 until 2001 in just different iterations, like fully backwards compatible
Yep.
updates.
Yep.
And the DS, went to the DS Lite, the DSi, So I'd say, okay, are we throwing predictions out there?
Yeah. Throw them out.
Prediction one: there will be no Switch 2 or Switch successor in 2022.
I don't think it'll even be announced this year.
Like, my thought is that if it's going to be released, it's either going to be released again March of 2023, winter, like Christmas season 2023, or March of 2024. Those are my thoughts, because those make the
Okay.
most sense. You want to hit the Golden Week holiday or Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, but like, again, for any new, Nintendo's not going to be releasing a successor to the Switch until they can catch up with the chips for their current one. They're still
Yep.
not
That's
making
exactly
enough
right.
not making enough swold to so
Right,
yeah,
right.
well,
The more I think about it, the more I think that that this was intended to be like a refresh, slight upgrade, and would
yeah.
possibly have been along the lines of the handheld
Hmm,
market their next console for however long, and that didn't happen,
hmm.
and so we might get a Switch with the upgraded innards if they could make enough, but I'm guessing that they're not going to do even that in the next year.
I I think they don't need to, just because of how much success they're having with it.
Right,
Like, in Japan, there is no rival right now.
right.
The Switch has outsold it by 21-1. You know, Now in the United States, you have months where another console will be beating the Switch, but like, both of them have so far to catch up that it's gonna be a while, and development has just started really ramping up for the new consoles. So I think there's not the necessity right now. Nintendo has eked out its own market pretty well, but I'm I'm sad I'm usually a 2 console type of person each gen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I go with Nintendo and
Right.
something else. But I'm not feeling super compelled to pick up either of the other boxes right now.
Mm. I
And
I
if
did want to
anything,
get
oh, go ahead.
I
Go
did want
ahead.
to get a Series X, but you can't
Yeah.
find them anywhere.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can find them in Japan.
Are they region free?
Yes, they are. They
It's
are
worth
actually.
considering.
I mean, I'm thinking about it just because of all the backwards compatibility. Like I missed a
Right.
great deal. I missed a great deal of the Xbox 360 generation, and those games could be had for pennies,
Yep.
like
Yep.
so I could develop a pretty nice, and I've got some of the good ones that I've never, beat all the way through. Like I still want to play Blue Dragon, and I
Right.
hear that, and I hear that there's some amazing upgrades if you put in like Panzer Dragoon Orta,
Oh my
so
gosh. Well,
yeah, yeah,
Xbox, as far as I know, they
yeah.
Microsoft hasn't even like released any Xbox Series whatever branded games yet. Like it's all still Xbox One packaging, as far as I know, or that I've seen, and it just happens to work in the Series X because there's even the Xbox One controllers I think work with the
Oh
Series
yeah.
X.
There's pretty much no physical games in Japan. They've only released a couple of titles physically. I think the new Namco Bandai RPG. I don't remember the name, and I think Flight Simulator got one and like one other title. But in general, it's a pretty much an all digital box. But I would definitely get the one with the disc drive for the back compatibility. I
And
don't
so,
know.
so it's just saying it's
Yeah.
selectively backwards compatible, which of course is true. But I mean,
Oh
their
yeah, yeah.
selection's pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of the games that I'd want to play are there. So yeah, it's definitely not everything, but it's quite a few.
If I can
One
play
thing
Conquer Live and Reloaded, then I'm good.
I wonder about the region lock though, because okay, Xbox 360 was partially region locked.
Right.
Xbox One was not region locked at all. The Series S is not region locked at all, but the first Xbox was quite locked. So I wonder if I buy a Japanese one, if I can play. Yeah, I have to look into that. But
Right
anyway,
on.
but right now, I mean, I don't have a great deal of gaming time anyway, and I play almost no games on the television these days, except what I'm
Right.
playing with my kids. So what I really need is a portable Xbox. I need an X Boy. I know there's streaming options. Like there's definitely ways that I could play like Xbox games on my iPhone, but that sounds terrible. Maybe not my
Yeah.
iPhone. Maybe you need an Android phone. I don't know, but either way, like playing it on a smartphone sounds like the worst possible
If
thing.
well, if you had like a Bluetooth attachment or something, like maybe that would be worth it because the on-screen controls are garbage. Like I can't even
Yeah,
type properly on a touch screen still.
yeah,
Like there needs to be some kind of like haptic feedback where I can feel where the buttons are because I miss like crazy. It's just not going to happen.
yeah, yeah. Okay, you want to throw any
Um,
wild predictions out there? Oh, go ahead.
I think that the Wii U was Nintendo's last traditional console. I think that they've
Ooh.
backed themselves into a corner and they are
Hmm.
stuck in the handheld verve, as it were.
Oh
If
no,
Nintendo decided to
exactly what
break
I
free,
want.
no, that's not what I mean though.
I know,
That's
I
not
know.
what I mean. I mean, like even if they
Yeah.
wanted to, which they won't probably. There's
Oh yeah.
so what used to happen is even when there was a bad
Yeah.
console year, their handhelds were doing
Oh yeah.
gangbusters,
Yeah.
right? They
Yeah.
had they
Yeah.
had two they had two baskets. Now all their eggs are in one basket, and that's okay
Yeah.
right now, but it might not be okay 2 years from
They got
now.
a little side basket with the smartphone stuff. They got a little side basket, and
I suppose
they got a theme park, and they got a movie coming out, and they
those
like
those
they.
Game
I
and
think
Watches
they.
are okay. Yeah.
I mean, I think they realize. That they can't risk everything on whatever current console they have, but like their IP is so strong that I think they could survive a flop. But you're right. You're right. It's much harder to now.
Hopefully, I mean, things have been going okay so far, but
Yeah.
if there's
Yeah.
like shortages of regular chips that they're getting all the time now,
But I mean,
things can happen.
that's gonna affect everyone, though. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
true.
I mean, Nintendo's parts are so like off the shelf that if those parts aren't around, they're not gonna be able to make any
Anything.
video games.
Yeah. All right. Next prediction then. I got one.
Okay, go for it.
Splatoon 3 is gonna be awesome.
that's that's an easy prediction. Of course it
What
is.
I could get it wrong though. We could
Oh,
get it.
okay,
You see
that's
what
true.
happens? Like we say it and then it doesn't happen, or we say it and then it does happen. Or we say it won't happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
One
So
thing happens if another thing happens. Got it. Sure, I mean they could find a way to make it terrible, but like all they really have to do is just make it another Splatoon. Unless, like I'm not a huge fan of the Call of Duty series, but like the ones that are successful are the ones that just become a Call of Duty game. You know what I mean? Like all they really have to do is give us another Splatoon with more Splatfests and things, and people
right.
are going to buy it up. Okay. Do you think?
Okay. Better prediction about that then.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right. The game saves will work in the cloud.
That would be
The Splatoon
nice.
2 ones don't, and it's been a pain for us. I have
Okay.
kids who really want to play Splatoon 3, and we have 2 Switches.
Well, I mean, the first Splatoon came out before the cloud thing was even implemented, so
Right.
hopefully they'll work that out.
Right.
Or they'll
There's
just
no
want you
reason
to
why it
buy,
shouldn't.
so you can buy 2 copies.
Well, I bought 2 copies, but all my information is locked to my first Switch. Unless I port the entire identity of the Switch over, or I port that user's profile over. And that means everything.
Were they quite far into the game then?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It was very frustrating.
Yeah, my kids at this point they'd just start over, but that's because they're not like Animal Crossing. That would be the thing that they're really invested in.
Right, and that's why I didn't port anyone's identities over, because of other games where they would have to play on that one Switch.
Of course.
For the games that didn't have the saves locked to it. So
yeah.
All right, you got one?
Okay. Yeah. Breath of the Wild 2 will not come out this year.
Ooh, how come?
Because they'll be saving it as a cross-gen title for the next Switch.
The Switch that we predicted wasn't coming?
That's why I said it's not coming this year. Yep.
Okay.
It's a twofer. Okay. NFTs will make gaming miserable for a lot of people.
Oh my God. I just saw a Twitter thread about this where like developers are trying to explain to the NFT bros, hey, just because something can be transferred doesn't mean it's cheap to do so, or should be. And like they've been jumping on being like, I've tried to port a digital asset from one game to another game completely, and it took months of work and hundreds of man hours just to make it feasible. That's not going to happen automatically for everything. It's not how technology works.
I just hate the whole concept. I just like, even if it worked better, I don't like it.
Here's the idea, right?
Yeah.
You buy something in game, you can't take it anywhere with you. But what if you could? And then it's like, well, you can't, because it's its own game.
Wouldn't it be amazing if you could? Wouldn't it be amazing if you could take a gun you've earned in Call of Duty and bring it into Animal Crossing? Wow! But you
Yes, that's
can't.
exactly what they're talking about, and
Yes,
it does not
but
work that way.
you can't.
This is the reason why on Doctor Who, like, they constantly explain how impossible it is to jump universes.
I
Anyway.
just it. I mean that's not just that, but it's also the idea of a permanent digital ownership. So theoretically, if you owned a piece of DLC as an NFT, you could sell it to somebody else. But the thing is, there's no easy or good way to do that. Do you think? Oh, okay. Do you think this is the last generation of physical games?
Me? No. I
You
don't
think we
that's
got one
ever
more?
going away.
Oh,
It's never going away completely.
no, but I mean, do you think the big three manufacturers will continue supporting physical games in their next boxes?
Yeah, yes, because I don't know. It's been since the Xbox One that this was threatened to be a possibility, and it didn't happen. And granted, that was almost a decade ago now. I don't want to think about that.
Yeah,
But it is true that they're trying to manufacture and position their diskless versions
Yep.
as cheaper alternatives. And I know, I guess Japan's a case where you're saying there's very few physical, but Microsoft's never been popular in Japan. Like,
No,
is there
no.
is there a diskless PS5? I think there is.
Yeah, yeah. Both. That's the thing. Both of them have released digital only models, and I mean they're definitely pushing those. Now, for me, I think whatever the next Switch is, we're gonna still have cartridges, just because the target audience, they are, they're they skew a little younger. They might not have credit cards. They want to get games for a Christmas present. You know what I mean?
Right.
But even then, like, I just wonder. Now, I think you're right. There'll always be some physical games because people are going to continue making games for retro systems. You've got systems like the Evercade that's still going on. Someone's going to release something to keep us hipsters happy. But I wonder if, like, the PlayStation 6 or the Xbox Series Zoinks is going to even have a disk drive.
I mean, if that happens, maybe I only play old games from then on because the experience of downloading, even like 2 games that I deleted off my PS4's hard drive was miserable. It was so slow, and it wasn't my connection. My connection's screaming fast. It's just how Sony's servers are, and if that infrastructure goes away at some point, right? Like, it's just not a feasible model for these enormous AAA titles, right? But
So anyway, but again, for 2022, I think we're okay. We got some nice physical games, more so than ever. You got companies like Limited Run putting stuff that were released digitally, going physical. Ugh, they've been taking a lot of my money lately.
They saw on the last day, didn't even know this was happening, that they were releasing Knights of the Old Republic, which I have never ever played, and you'd think
wait. That doesn't make sense on a number of levels. I'm pretending to be surprised because I know about this already. But you're a Star Wars fan, and you're a huge BioWare fan, and that is the marriage of these two things.
But my first BioWare game was Mass Effect, and I saw people, or at least heard about people playing Knights of the Old Republic in college.
Yeah.
But I never picked it up myself or really saw much of it, or I might have felt differently. But I'm curious now.
I had it for something. My Mac? Yeah, I think so. I think I picked it up on a sale at some point, and I went through the character generation thing, and I started an adventure, and I promptly stopped. Just because I I am that meme of, like, the guy walking with his girlfriend, and then the other girl's like, huh? It's
no.
like, new game or the dog in Up. It's like squirrel. It's just I get distracted way too easy. So, but yeah, but I think if I have it on the Switch, I'll play it. I like Star Wars. I'm not a massive Star Wars fan, but I've seen most of the movies.
I'll play it too, and even though the chat's saying that it might, it feels like a very old game. I don't know. Mass Effect is a very 2007 game, and I still enjoyed the Legendary Edition. So
yeah. Yep.
Speaking of Star Wars, the Book of Boba Fett is airing as of this recording. The second episode is out, which I haven't seen yet. But people are
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
All right, we'll have to save that for another podcast.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, we can talk about it now.
Oh
It's not a secret. It's not a secret podcast anymore. Yeah,
it's not. Yeah. It's out there. There are 7 episodes of that podcast out.
I know. I want to do another Red Dwarf episode because I just finished series 12. Like,
oh my god! Well, I gotta catch up.
A few minutes before we went online, actually.
Oh Lord. Okay, I gotta watch. We're gonna have to combine this together, right? Like series 3 through 5. Like, what do you want to do?
Because we went far beyond series 2 when we were talking about it, so I think we should do series 3 through 6. That's what's usually considered the classic Dwarf.
All right, I have all of those, and I will be able to watch. There's not many of them, so nice. I will be able to watch all of them.
And I got my Quantum Leap Blu-ray set.
Yeah.
So I'm about 6-7 episodes in. They're quite long episodes.
Yeah, and there's 22 of them in the second season. I'm just saying.
Saw a young Terry Hatcher.
Yep, Terry Hatcher. Did you get to Claudia Christian yet?
No, I didn't, but I think I'm right about to.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, there's a whole other podcast, guys. Two Boobs Watch the Tube. Go subscribe to it now if you haven't already.
Yeah. How can they?
Network.
How? I think is the channel that they're watching right now is not the one that Two Boobs is on, right? It's on my channel, right?
Yep. Those streams are on Vinck's channel. Correct.
So sign up for my channel.
Yeah. Subscribe to all the channels, guys. We have like 5 of them now.
There are a lot, yeah.
Just subscribe to them all. Yep, and then also Satoshi has been watching it himself. He's on season 3 now, and he's been talking about it on the Discord. Yep. So go to our TV section on there. We've been having a good old time chatting about the first couple of seasons so far.
I really, really enjoyed the one with the nuns and the boxing.
Oh my god! Right?
Yeah.
In retrospect, I didn't say this on the podcast. Maybe we'll follow that show up. In retrospect, like every episode was some kind of cultural movie touchstone type thing. Like that one was Rocky. Yep. The first one was The Right Stuff.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of the other examples. I wrote them all down, but every episode's like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do. Okay, we back to video games.
Yeah. See, this is why we made the secret podcast.
This is why we secret podcast
because we would go off topic from the video games.
Okay, right. Any other predictions for 2022? What's that game? It's being made by the Game of Thrones writer and like Dark Souls makers. What's it called? Something Ring. Elden's Ring.
I don't know, because the only thing I'm thinking of is that there's a Game of Thrones prequel with Matt Smith that's still coming out apparently.
Yeah, as long as it has fish fingers in it, that'll be fine.
There's material, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Maybe they could. Maybe how about they don't do a prequel? How about they go and finish do the last season properly?
Ouch.
So I got an idea.
Just waiting
they
for
wake.
Those books
they wake up and series 6 was just all a dream.
Oh, good Lord.
And then they do it again, and then you do it again.
All right. Like,
video games. That was weird. Games. I must have eaten some bad grog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Grog, man.
Because Game of Thrones is about pirates.
There are pirates.
Lord. There are.
There are. I'm just saying.
There are.
Salador Sand is okay. Anyway, video games. All right, I got to make a personal prediction.
Okay, go ahead.
I am going to beat Time Lord and or Bart versus the Space Mutants, even though I'll talk about that some more later. But I'm gonna do it. I've gone too far not to.
Well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Personal prediction. Before the end of the year, I'm gonna try to get on a regular live stream schedule myself as well. It's not going to happen before March, just because work right now is kind of crazy. We're understaffed because we can't get any new staff in. But when the new school year starts, it should be better. It should be
all
better.
right.
But I want to start doing that again. I miss it. I really miss it. You know what I'm talking about. You really I pop in as much as I can to those streams, and it always looks like you're having a good time.
Mine are very different though. Yours are very comforting and personable, and you just kind of do whatever. And I have a plan.
I'm gonna beat this
stick
game.
to that plan.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna start that again. Let's see. Personal predictions. I'm gonna beat 5 games this year.
Just any 5.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Maybe even more. Okay, I'm gonna beat. Definitely gonna beat the Great Ace Attorney series.
Okay.
So there's two right there. I am going to. I'm gonna beat Shin Megami Tensei 5, which we'll talk about later. And I've started the Danganronpa series, so I'm probably going to beat at least one of those. And then I'm sure something is going to come along to distract me from all those, and I'll beat that.
Nice.
You know what I've been playing a lot lately? Game Boy, like the original black and white Game Boy.
Ooh.
Playing Mario's Picross. What else was I playing recently? Metroid 2. I never beat it, so I'm going back to it now. If only I could. I'm sure there's a way I could stream that, but I don't know. Action games are embarrassing for me to stream. and I need to beat Neptunia one way or the other. I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna beat it either by finding my Vita's charger, or if Compile Heart finally releases that port we've wanted so badly.
I think I'm going to beat Samus Returns for one of 2 reasons. Yeah, for either of 2 reasons. The first was I've been having a heck of a time with my 3DS battery. So much that I ended up purchasing a scam 3DS.
Yeah,
I got my money back.
That. Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah, but so I finally went online and was like, all right, I just need to get a replacement battery. Nintendo doesn't really make them anymore because the 3DS is no longer in production. But iFixit sells these batteries, the same company that I got replacement Switch joysticks from.
Nice.
It was $20. So I got that battery. But in the meantime, while I was waiting for the battery, I had left my 3DS off, just charging and off for a month.
Yeah.
And then I unplugged it for about a week or a weekend over Christmas. And when I went to turn it on again, it said it had a full charge. And I'm like, well, that's weird. It's probably just a really low charge and just thinks it's full. Because before, it would barely go above 2 bars. Maybe a third. So I plugged it in just to be safe. And I played for an hour, which is not typical, and it said it was still full charge. So maybe I fixed my battery somehow. I don't know. I have one for a backup. I had no excuse not to keep playing now, though, because it's not going to be a threat of a red blinking light after 15 minutes anymore.
All right.
I'm going to finish Samus Returns after I beat Metroid Dread a second time, maybe.
Okay. Going to make any hardware purchases this year?
I don't see how, unless they release
Hmm.
like a Metroid Game and Watch this winter.
Ooh, I could go for a Metroid Game and Watch. Hey,
Me too.
you think there's going to be a mini system this year?
All right, yep, I'm calling it Metroid Game and Watch.
What do you think it'll have on it? Just
It's a
Metroid and
great.
Metroid 2? Or do you think, I
Mm,
mean, the technology's there. They could put Fusion and Super Metroid on there.
that's what I'm thinking. It'll be those four games, especially
I mean,
to complement Dread. Although Metroid 2, it's not a slog per se, but there's no map on those first two games, right? So maybe it'll
yeah.
be zero mission.
That could be. That could be. Hmm. I
All
mean,
right, Satoshi thinks it's
I mean,
Donkey
there's
Kong.
Donkey Kong, but
Yeah,
what would be on a Donkey Kong one? Let's see: Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong Jr.,
the
Donkey
rare
Kong
games.
3.
I don't know.
I mean, hmm. But I mean, the ones that people want, I think, are like the Donkey Kong Country ones. So
Right.
Donkey Kong 94. Oh, that's true. Donkey Kong 94 would be good. Huh. And of course, Donkey Kong Junior Math.
Oh, of course.
That's the one everybody wants. And yeah.
All right. All right.
Okay.
I think that's good. One more to round it out, or
One more prediction.
yeah.
Um, I think that we need a Nintendo 64 Mini.
Oh boy. All right.
No, never mind. I don't think we're gonna get one. I just remember that the Nintendo Switch Online thing just did the N64, so they're not gonna.
Right. And it's
Yeah,
so
no.
pricey.
Ugh. Yeah. You should get yourself a PC Engine Mini. That thing's amazing.
Is it? Can
I
where is
love
it
it.
even out
I
in the
love
states?
it.
Do I have to get a Japanese one, right?
Probably at this point, probably because there was a release in the States, but I think it's long since sold through.
I didn't
So
even know it came out.
yeah, I mean, there's three different shells. There was one released in Europe that looks like a core graphics, one released in Japan that looks like the white box, and one that was released in the United States that looks like the Turbo Graphics.
If that's smaller than the NES Classic, then I guess that they can retain their title of smallest console.
No, it's exactly the same size as the originals. I don't even know why they call it the
Fail.
mini. It's exactly the same size.
Complete fail. I mean, it was mini to begin with, so it's just like
Yeah,
self-descriptive.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I love it. Ooh, the Game Boy Micro Mini. That's Lewis Station says.
so
Yes.
little.
By the way,
It was.
I'm gonna add another. I'm gonna add another game that I'm gonna beat this year. I'm gonna beat Get in Santa's Pants 2.
If I can figure out how to get past, is there even any game there? Because I've been in that jail cell for
Well, you've talked to the mouse, right?
what mouse?
There's a mouse there, and then you'll switch character to be the mouse, go through the mouse hole, and then you can
Mother.
get
Okay, that's
outside.
enough. That's all I want to hear. Okay,
Okay, okay.
okay, okay. Because
Uh,
I, son of a.
yeah, I better put up a
So
link for that.
funny story. Like back in the day, I wanted to make a video game called Jailbreak,
Okay.
and it was originally just a standalone thing. But then I was developing my own like space science fiction humor adventure game, and I wanted to make that the sequel because the villain gets put in jail at the end, and then the villain breaks out.
Oh, you're talking about
And
what 1080 wait
1013, yeah,
1013. I read the script to that
yeah,
when I was in
man,
Japan.
yeah, man. So
It'll happen. It'll
uh,
happen one of these days.
yeah. I'm only 41. I got lots of time. Anyway, it's just funny to me that Lewis's follow up game
Yeah.
is a jailbreak. It's just hilarious. Anyway,
Yep. Okay. There's put the link up in the chat. And
Yeah.
it'll be in our show notes. Get in Santa's pants.
Yep. There's also a first one. Play the first one first,
Yes.
so that you know why you start in jail.
I mean, okay.
You need the full context. You need the
That's
full
true. That's true.
context.
That's true. You know what? We really need another Famicom Dojo video game. What do you? I
agree.
I loved our dating sim. I liked the.
Those were great.
Those were such wonderful games.
Those are still up on the old Famicom Dojo website. I have to find a way to get them to work with the new website.
Okay.
But they're hard to get to now because I've ported almost everything else over to the new website.
Mm-hmm. If you haven't played the Famicom Dojo dating sim with this Famicom Love Life or that Famicom Love, it's amazing. It's amazing. I've never played a game where I've dated a female version of myself before. Wonderful, wonderful game.
It is. It's utterly fantastic. Guest starring basketball.
Guest starring basketball. And everyone should be supporting everything that Illustrations does anyway, because he's awesome.
Yeah. We're actually streaming today at a time he can actually pop in.
I know.
It's
a new year.
There.
It's a new everything.
All right, should we move on to future retro pile of shame?
All right, what do you got? I got one of each. I got one of each this time. I got one each.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Do you want to? How about you do one first? Or do like a Sean sandwich.
Ooh. It is a new year. Okay.
Oh boy. Christmas.
I hear Christmas only comes once a year. Anyway. Okay. Vidcon 2022. There should be a Vidcon this year. Maybe.
We lost Vinnk.
Because we lost Vinnk? Oh,
yeah.
No, we should do it.
You're back.
Yeah, we should do Vidcon 2022 because I mean, like every event has been Vidcon. Like I was predicting before the lockdowns before they happened. You know what I mean? Like every con has become Vidcon. You know what? Vidcon could be a Zoom thing.
Yeah, we can make it a real event.
We can make it a real event.
Yeah, man. 40 minutes at a time. That works perfectly. Like every panel is.
If I change my mind later, we'll edit this out.
Yeah. You let me know before it comes out this Friday.
You know what? Let's see. Let's put it out there. Let's see how people react to that. Anyway, Vidcon. What was I saying? Oh yeah, okay. So now the bread of this sandwich. My pile of shame is the Danganronpa series. So I bought the collection for the Switch because I started playing one on Vita a long time ago. Actually, Satoshi sent me the first one on Vita, and I started playing it and I thought this is interesting, but I never really got into it. And then I found out that the rest of the series on Vita was really, really expensive because Vita games went. So I was like, So I never really got back into it. But then I got this collection of it and I started it again and I was enjoying it. But then it's one of those games that I can't play when the kids are around. It's very violent, very kind of psychological. So it's, now that the break's over, I'm going to have less and less time for games and I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to it. So I guess the question that I have for people is it worth continuing? Because the games that I am playing right now are very distracting from that. So yeah, Yep. Yep.
I don't know anything about these games. Like, what are they? Like, what do you play? What do you do?
They're kind of visual novels, and I suppose that you could consider them in kind of like a battle royale style. A bunch of high school students have been like kidnapped into a game where they must kill each other to escape. Like it's one of those.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's and there's a teddy bear who's like really evil.
So it's like Squid Game.
Maybe I haven't watched Squid Game yet.
Hmm. All right.
The main guy from that just won Best Supporting Actor at the Golden Globes. That didn't really happen.
Oh sure.
Yeah.
Well, he deserved it.
Yep.
Why is he a supporting actor though? If he's the main guy.
It's the old guy.
Oh, the old guy. Yeah, he was really.
Is the old guy the main guy? I don't know. I haven't seen Squid Game.
He's a main guy. There are lots of main guys.
Yeah. Anyway,
there's a main guy, and he should have won it all, but whatever.
Anyway, but that's that game. Yeah, it's kind of a visual novel style game, and it looks really fun. Satoshi's describing it as Phoenix Wright horror, which is right up my alley. But the Phoenix Wright part, not the horror part per se.
Oh.
But
you have
like,
that Sweet Home cartridge for Famicom.
That's true.
I don't know.
That's true. But anyway, but I think I might get back into it. Okay. Now for the meat of the Sean sandwich.
Oh boy,
show us your meat, Sean.
Wait.
Okay.
So for those who've been following Famicom Dojo's podcast for a long time, this one you're listening and or watching to right now, we created the Future Retro on Pile of Shame ideas as a way to talk about games and get ourselves to play them and be excited about them and stuff. And now
yes.
they are video series, and one of those video series is Live Weekly, and I'm not deliberately trying to plug it, because if you're watching this, chances are you're already watching that. But the last few weeks, I've just had this mean on to finish Time Lord and Bart versus the Space Mutants, which is why I'm predicting I'm going to do it finally. One of them I will not stream again. I can't remember which one it was. I will not stream Time Lord again. That's the one. Because, oh my God, you guys. It was such a miserable experience for me playing it. Hopefully it was fun to watch, but I spent like 90 minutes trying to defeat a giant clam. Trying to get to the giant clam to defeat it, first of all. Like, the design of that game is just so poor. It's a game made by Rare. I got really excited because the very first Pile of Shame, that before we had a Pile of Shame as a video series, was Time Lord, and I barely made it hardly into the first level, really. It's essentially like the first full level.
Time Lord was also one of the games on Hero Plays.
Was it? I should.
Yes. That's one of the ones that I introduced Hero to, because it was one that hadn't been released in Japan. So
I haven't watched that video in so long, but that is such a popular video, by the way.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's pretty good.
God, all right, we'll link that one in the show notes too. So the first part where I streamed, I got really far into it, and I got real excited for the prospect of finishing it, and then I got stuck on the same friggin' level for an entire stream, and now I'm done with it. So, but like Bart versus the Space Mutants is very, very similar. I've gotten farther into that game. That was a childhood classic for me, where I would play like the first level.
The first level, yeah, which is really
Springfield.
good. It's really
Right.
and it's really good too.
It is.
Like it has some really clever game design. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually based around The Simpsons. The other levels, not so much. Maybe Krusty's Funhouse, but like
Krusty's Funhouse is a better game than Bart versus the Space Mutants.
Right. But there's like a Funhouse in this game, anyway. But yes.
Oh.
So I've been struggling now for 2 streams trying to get through this Natural History Museum, and as it turned out, and this is why I got to remember to go back to these things in between. and
Yeah.
like play through a little bit to like know where
Yeah.
I'm going, because figuring it out during the stream can be entertaining, but not when you're doing the same thing 4 or 5
No,
times in
no,
a row.
no, no.
So I had gotten stuck in the museum originally at the end of the stream because I ran out of time and I would have to start over. I had 1 life left to continue, but I didn't have any lives that I could like get. I figured out how to do it finally. You're just supposed to jump on these cases to get the extra lives to come out, which is going to save me to keep going forward in this game because I'd be hosed otherwise. But once I figured that out, I got myself stuck because I was convinced that I had forgotten to do something earlier and catch enough exits. I thought I was near the end of the level. I was at the midway point. That was the mini boss.
Yeah.
And I wasted everyone's time. But so what I'm gonna do instead is I haven't made it through to the next level yet, but I'm gonna get through on my own to the end there so I can stream it better, and I'm gonna finish this friggin' game. It's been 30 years. It's no more. we're doing it.
And then you can start the Game Boy game, Bart, The Simpsons Escape from Camp Deadly.
That's an actual game, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And there was also Bart versus the World.
Bart versus the World I have played.
I never played it. The first game, I never beat I also got to the Natural History Museum and never farther.
Okay. Like without cheating, because I could never like get past the friggin' mall without cheating.
I got past. That's the one where you find the purple objects, right?
The purple objects was the first level. The mall is
hats. Yeah, I beat that one, and then
okay. The Krusty's Funhouse is balloons.
Oh, did I beat Krusty's Funhouse? I don't know. All I know is I played through the first level 1,000 times and always enjoyed it.
It's amazing. That's always fun.
Yeah, it's so sad because if they would have just made the game they must have run out of money or something. I don't know. If they would have just made the game that times 4, it would be regarded as one of the all-time classics. That was done by that was David Crane, the guy who made Pitfall, made Bart versus the Space Mutants.
Was it him?
Right?
I thought it was.
It's his company.
No,
I'm not.
Okay. Yeah. No. It was. I'm blanking on his name now. I've apologized to him at least twice during this stream.
Gary Kitchen.
Gary Kitchen. Thank you.
Okay.
With 1 or 2 R's, depending on which game he's credited in.
Okay.
Yes, Gary Kitchen.
You should play A Boy and His Blob. Okay. Anyway,
I have that. That's also a game I get stuck on. I should figure that one out and then play that on the stream.
That's a game. Anyway. That's a game that's also super fun for the first half.
Right. Oh boy, I don't want to hear that. Okay. Yeah. So we're trying to do those weekly again this year. So we'll see how that goes.
And don't worry, we always do them weekly. WEAK.
Oh yes, thank you. That was an audio joke even in the visual version of this.
Yes, it was.
All right. Let's get the other piece of bread going on this sandwich.
End of my sandwich. And I'll tell you the game that I am playing right now that I hopefully will continue to the end, but it's a pretty massive game. I'm playing Shin Megami Tensei 5. And it is, and I know I'm going to lose my gamer card, but it's my first Shin Megami Tensei game that I've ever really gotten into. Okay, if you don't count the Persona series, because I played the Persona games, but like of the classic series, I own several of them. I own a copy of Nocturne and 1 and 2, and I think I may own the Famicom ones. I'm not sure. But this is my first one to really, really get into, and it's pretty amazing. It's an RPG. The first few of them were dungeon RPGs. You got to have your graph paper or whatever, and basically you're recruiting demons and fighting gods and things like that. But this new one is kind of open worldish, and I can only really describe it as like as like really dark Pokemon.
Whoa.
Like, okay,
All
like
right.
you're like it's a it's a life and it's a post-apocalyptic game. It's a life or death struggle, but you're recruiting these demons and then you're evolving them and then you're trading abilities and then you're fusing them together to create new things and always just trying to build up the stats of your party, but also constantly recruiting new demons. So like it's Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure a lot of the fans of the series would not like that description, but that's the first thing that comes to mind. And it's fun, and the music is fantastic. The story is up its own butt, but like no, I mean it's really pretentious, but I like it.
Right.
I like it a lot. Yeah, I and I and I'll tell you one more game that I've been playing a little bit lately.
Okay.
And if you're on the Discord, you already know the answer to this.
Oh, this is a big bank now. Go for it.
I'm back on Ring Fit Adventure.
Oh, I
Yes.
just knocked. Nice. All right.
After taking a break for about almost 2 years, I started again. I'm only a few days into it, and by the time this podcast comes out, I may have given up already again.
Oh no.
But like I actually had the time to do it. I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight just because of this podcast, but
Right.
I've done it for several consecutive days, and it feels good. It's
All
nice to
right.
have. It's not because I've been you. I mean, I've been gaining a lot of weight lately because I'm not doing anything. I don't go anywhere. I don't really do anything. I don't really exercise. So I need to reverse that course. So
Reverse
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So trying to but it's that's hopefully I can continue getting encouragement. I I don't know. It's hard to get back on the horse, It really
Yep.
is.
Yep.
Um and but I got to do something. It's over the break there was a lot of food and not a lot of else
I
because
hear you.
so I need to add something to there. I drive a lot more for my job than I used to. I used to bike everywhere, but now I drive most of the time. So yeah. So getting back on that. Hopefully 2022 is going to be good in a fitness sort of perspective.
There we go. That's a good prediction.
All right.
All right. All right. Let me add one there since you mentioned the fitness thing.
Go ahead.
I finally signed up for this 5 mile race that only happens once a year and sells out very quickly. The
Okay.
first time I signed up, I broke my ankle beforehand, so I wasn't able to run it. The next
Sure.
time,
Sure. A likely
yeah,
likely
yeah,
story.
yeah. The next time, I missed the sign up
Yeah.
by like 2 hours, and it was already full up. The
Okay.
next time after that, I missed the sign up by a whole day, and of course, it was done. The next time was the pandemic. So sorry, yeah, the previous time it was the pandemic anyway. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Last year it was virtual, so I ran it. This year, it's not virtual.
So
I
far.
ran one in December, and that seemed to go okay. So I'm guessing slash hoping that this one will happen still. But yeah, Omicron, who knows? Uh, so we'll see. We'll see if I run this one or not. I'll get a cool T-shirt and a bunch of beer regardless. So
There you go. You might
all
get a
right,
T-shirt. No, you definitely get a T-shirt.
yes, and they're very nice T-shirts. Okay, so for those who aren't familiar with how the streaming version of this works, we're going to end this show, and then we're
Yep.
going to start a new show on the same stream of just your questions.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. So that's our predictions for 2022.
Yep.
Um,
If someone
I
wrote them
wanna
all
say-
down, that would be cool.
I wrote most of them down. When I edit this, I'll make sure I write them all down.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how we fared this time when we get to the end of the year.
Yeah.
We have a Denshimail. I think was it the Christmas 2021 one that just came out? Maybe it was the one before that. Check the feed. We score ourselves on at least one of the predictions that we made, but we'll come back around to this one at the end of the year. I do want to say that this year's going to be better than ever before, but you know the pandemic's been dragging on for nearly 2 years now. I've been working remotely for 22 months, and it's taken a toll. I got to tell you, my kids are home this week from school because they're afraid of things spreading. So I don't know what this year's going to have in store for us. If we got to lock down again until more people get vaccinated, basically that's where we're at right now.
So 2022. Okay, let's get to the next podcast.
Yikes. Okay, well, I guess then until then.
I want to end it on a happy note. A happy note.
All right, happy notes. Video games are good, and we should play them while we're all locked in our houses. Anyway, until then, Dojo is...
Until then, Famicom Dojo is basically like Pokemon, but just a little bit different.
Yeah. All right. I can go with that.
We're basically... And for those of you listening to us in the future, the pandemic was something where, well, crazy enough, everybody got sick.
Yeah, but we're all over it now. Life's back to normal.
Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great if we come back to our predictions for next year and we go, listen to that podcast. There's still the pandemic going on. You remember that?
Yeah. It's like those Julie Nolke videos about talking to your future self. We'll do that.
All right.
Anyway,
all right.
That show's over, and then now it's the new show. Do you want to bring the new show in?
Okay. Should I just keep running with the audio?
Keep running because then everything's still synced up.
All right. Hey!
Oh, hi! I didn't see you there.
Neither did I. Vinnk.
Weird.
This is my favorite type of show. Because we get to hear the comments from you, the viewers, and answer some of your burning questions. Now, we haven't done this for a while. So I know that some of you have been at the edge of your seats for months now.
Oh, yes.
Just waiting for the answers to your burning questions.
Right. Yeah, I actually forgot to ask them. I forgot to ask Discord to leave questions.
Oh, neat. Okay.
That's okay. We got some in here. I think so.
I see a question from Satoshi right now. Why don't you put that up on the screen?
All right, let's do it.
All right. He says, "Hey, Vinnk, is your fridge running? You better go catch it."
That's not a question. Well, he went to go get it. Did you catch it?
The craziest
fridge
thing.
is pretty slow.
The craziest thing. It was running on its little feet. I never should have upgraded to the one with feet.
All right.
Never choose the feet option whenever you're given upgrades. All right.
Psycholavas had a question in the Discord that we didn't answer from last month. Or no, did we answer the favorite podcasts one? Maybe we did.
Maybe we did.
Hold on. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back into my settings here.
I know we talked about it. Yeah,
we didn't. I'm gonna type it in. I'm gonna type
go
it
ahead
in and put it.
Go ahead.
I mean, I just edited that one not too long ago, so
Okay.
I think I would, for sure.
What are your favorite podcasts?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I like this one.
Yes, but you're listening to this one already, so I assume it's your
Yes.
favorite too.
I'm a fan of Judge John Hodgman on the Maximum Fun Network. It's basically a podcast where he and bailiff Jesse Thorne, who are not real judges, answer very dumb questions such as: Is a hot dog a sandwich? Is a is a machine gun a robot? Um, and disputes between couples. It's very fun. It's really it's very dry and silly, and I like it a lot. You listen to something on Maximum Fun Network, right?
Oh, I sure do. It's the Adventure Zone podcast, and I got into
Ah,
that. Oh no, 2018, 2017, I think it was actually.
that's the one with the
They,
brothers, right?
yeah, they have a show called My Brother and Me.
Yeah.
That Travis, Justin, and baby brother. Uh-oh. I just blanked on his name as I'm saying it. Uh, Griffin. I wanted to call him Gavin. McElroy,
Yep.
and their dad Clint. All had this. Were on this. Well, I guess Clint was like more of a guest star on My Brother and Me. But they decided
Okay.
to do Adventure Zone as a goof, where they like picked up Dungeons and Dragons and like just did like one of the pre-made
Yeah.
stories, and then it ballooned out of control.
Yeah.
Uh, they spun an epic yarn by the time it was over.
So is it
And
essentially Critical Role?
I've never listened to or watched. Is
That
that one you
sounds
can
like
watch?
some. It's a podcast, and isn't one of like your favorite people in there?
Is Will
Like,
Wheaton on that? Will Wheaton?
I, I don't know. Anyway,
You got to be less vague, man. I don't listen to that
I
show.
don't know. Neither do I. So
But
neat.
there have been multiple campaigns of Adventure Zone
Yeah.
now. They're doing one called Ether Sea. I
Okay.
forgot the name of the game type. It's Dungeons and Dragons though, but like the whole idea is they spend around like world making together and
Okay.
building it, taking turns, and then they play through the world they just made. So they're in the
Okay.
middle of that right now, and that one has been interesting because it started off as a goof. That was the fun part about it. And then it got serious, which was like an awesome heel turn. But then they started the next campaign serious, and it didn't have the same impact for me. And now this one's striking the balance better, which is funny because
Okay.
the first act was called Balance. Anyway,
All right.
I listened to that to their first campaign twice through.
Yep.
That's how much I enjoyed it. So I would recommend the Adventure Zone.
Okay. I listen to a lot of the famous podcasts. I listen to Radiolab. I listen to This American Life. I selectively listen to Stuff You Should Know if there's a topic that interests me. Invisibilia. I do that one. I do You Must Remember This, which is a podcast about the golden age of Hollywood, which is super interesting. And if you've been hearing a lot about Bogdanovich right now, with since he passed away recently, you should hear about his ex-wife, who was instrumental in making a lot of those earlier movies. It's a really great podcast. Yeah, You Must Remember This. Let's see. Various things on the Maximum Fun Network. Just whatever I'm hearing advertised in other shows, I often check out. And I listen to the One Controller Port podcast that's done by one of our Dojo fans. I don't know, various episodes of things that have been recommended to me. I listen to a lot of like podcast miniseries too, if there's one that's interesting. Yeah. How about you? What else?
I recently in the last year got into some new ones. You're wrong about was suggested. I don't remember which episodes were originally suggested to me, but it's one by Sarah Marshall and Michael Hobbs, and they take a break from their regular jobs of journalism or writing books about the Satanic Panic, which I think finally came out. I'm not really sure. I've been kind of jumping around. This is one of those podcasts. I think Sarah Mills on Twitter, or not Sarah Mills, something Mills. Wow, this is going great, guys. No, Twitter. Some fellow Wisconsinite I follow.
Okay.
Got recommended the show, and then I listened to it. And so the concept is every episode there's like some subject like Reconstruction. You're wrong about that. The Princess Diana, maybe you were wrong about that too. Or like sometimes it's fun, less heavy topics. But I think the one that got me into it was the Tuskegee experiments. About what really happened there and how people were tricked into it and stuff. So there are some really, really heavy, wild things.
Interesting.
There are some fun things there too.
Cool.
I've fallen off the wagon for a bunch of my other stuff, but I've listened to Sway a whole bunch. That's another new one in the last year by, I'm going to blank on her name now too, Kara Swisher. Who else? What else have I been listening to regularly? I've not really listened to This American Life as much as I used to, which is weird. I'm speaking of Game of Thrones. I've been following David, aka Lucifer Means Lightbringer, his mythical astronomy of ice and fire, which used to be a series of essays that I would spend hours reading, and now he's made podcast versions of those, and he's been doing his own live streams. He's a cool guy to boot too. So if you like Game of Thrones and want to know more about like the mythical symbolism from like our real world mythology that exists, I would listen to that show. On the Nerd and Tie Network, there's another actual play podcast called Stormwood and Associates, which I'm catching up on because the Meat Grinder season 2. This is our plug. Should be coming out in February if the schedule I've been told holds, which I am a guest star in. So you should listen to the Meat Grinder. If you haven't listened to Stormwood and Associates, it does tie into that universe, but it's its own thing. So you don't have to have listened to it, but if you have, then what happens will make sense in their main story. So but this could be a good backdoor way to get into it. And then last but not least, I was just on Zen's Path 4-button controller podcast, which you should also listen to, where we talked about the Wii U and our memories of that.
Okay, great.
Yeah, man.
And I'm always up to be on other people's podcasts too. So send me an invite. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Illustrations writes, how do you feel about Bouncing Girl being released over 10 years ago? Old? Way over 10 years ago, though, because it was already an old game when we were at TGS 2011.
Yeah, he did not update that for the 64-bit iOS.
Yep. It's I have got an old phone that I can still play it on. But
I do not.
How do I feel about that? Old. I feel old.
Just old. Just generally old these days.
When we were at TGS, we were 30 or younger.
Mm-hmm. I was 30. I was
ain't no sales rep. Ain't no sales reps gonna flirt with us now.
I mean, I was single in 2007 when I went, but not so much. Sort of married by the time I went back.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. No. I don't. No. It hasn't been 10 years. I've decided.
Okay.
In fact,
well,
in fact, the iPhone is only 5 years old. Did you know that? I could be on that podcast. Things you're wrong about.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you are wrong about that.
No.
It should invite you on. It'll be a real short episode. It'll be like, this is Vinnk from the Famicom Dojo podcast. And We just want you to know that he's wrong about this.
Oh,
Okay, thanks for coming by.
Okay, let's move on.
All right, do Mark's next?
Yeah, Mark's a cool guy. Do you guys feel retro prices and collecting for cash is ruining the fun? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, completely. Completely. Like, there's a lot of games that I want to pick up right now to play, but they've been just priced out of the market. Really common stuff too, and I mean, I guess there is some fun to be, because some of the games that I have, my older games have gone up in value a lot. So I guess it's kind of nice to go, yay, it's worth a lot. But it's games are meant to be played by people, and it's really sad. I mean, and of course, people like me who are hoarding everything are leading to the demise. But I think like graded games and people slabbing games, like people putting in a protective box to never ever play, is just tragic. I don't know.
We have a whole episode about the Mario 64 thing.
Yes, we
do.
Go
back and listen to that.
You should listen to that. Yeah.
I think it was around that time, because I had played Castlevania Symphony of the Night for the first time, and here I'm going to hold it up right here.
Ooh.
This is my copy I got from Gaming Generations. $20. I don't know how many years ago this was. It was a while ago. I want to say it was like 7 or 8 years ago. And Gaming Generations is a local Wisconsin.
Are they still around?
Secondhand shop chain. Oh yeah, they've got a bunch of stores.
Oh, good.
There's yep. So last time I was in pre-played, I think they had that exact same copy. That's that greatest hits
version,
for $120.
But it's the greatest hits version.
I know. I was so angry when I bought the greatest hits version, because it's like, well, I guess I'm not going to find another one.
Yeah.
And now that one. So my brother-in-law has got like an N64 and an original PlayStation.
Yeah.
He's been trying to find like the Need for Speed, like the original one, and it's
that
like,
can't be expensive. What?
Well, yeah.
Why?
He wants Cruising US. He wanted Cruising World, but I was able to find Cruising USA.
Yeah.
So I was able to find both those games for like $15 a piece, which is still higher than I'd like, but reasonable enough.
It's
especially N64 games.
Yeah.
Like they're over here somewhere, but like my copy of Legacy of Darkness, Castlevania, I got for like $28.
Yeah.
And that's also at Gaming Generations for like a lot more than that. It's ridiculous. Like, you can go onto eBay, you can find some of these things, go to Japan Retro Direct to get more reasonable prices on things. Like, it's just ridiculous how much I'll spend $25 or so on an N64 title, but like beyond that, I'm not even going to pay for the digital subscription right now.
It's just it's unfortunate, but anything that's in the thing is people believe them to be worth more than they are, but that belief actually makes them worth more. It's
right.
Like Final Fantasy.
Lots of money for this.
Final Fantasy VII is an intensely expensive game, but it's like the kind it was garage sale fodder a few years ago. You know what I mean?
How intensely expensive is it now?
Final Fantasy VII, a non-greatest hits version is easily over $100 these days.
Good Lord!
Even though it's like one of the most common games on the system.
And what's funny about the greatest hits version, it just has that green stripe. It's the same game.
Yep.
But it's the packaging that matters.
Yep. And that,
so
and,
it ruins it.
I mean, I'm the type of person who very rarely looks for CIB. I'll go for loose carts, and if I'm buying a disc game, I like to have it in a case, but it's not a deal breaker. As long as the disc is in good condition.
All right, I bought this. This. I think I showed it on the podcast before, but this was $80 loose, just like this.
He is holding up a copy of Nightmare on Elm Street.
For the
$80?
NES. Yeah. That was one of the cheapest ones I could have found.
Is it
but
rare?
It's for a video. I don't know if it's
Okay.
rare,
Yeah.
but it's for a video. So I felt justified in paying for that. But still, maybe I can sell it again for $100, which is not the kind of thing you want to be thinking. But I should at least get my money back. I would think, should I want to sell it, and anyone else is
Oh, yeah.
foolish enough to pay. Anyone else wants to make a video about it after I'm done? Just give me $80. All right.
Crazy.
All
But
right,
yeah.
Satoshi's question.
Sure.
All right.
Hey, what games are your kids playing? Let's see. My middle daughter's still kind of into Animal Crossing. She's also playing some of the style savvy games on the 3DS and Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. That's the new one. They got for Christmas, and my Sarah's playing Gekuten Saiban, Dai Gekuten Saiban, or The Great Ace Attorney. She's also playing she likes puzzle games of all sorts, so she's playing some of the stuff that's on the Nintendo Switch Online stuff. Some of those old puzzle games, Magical Drop 2, Dr. Mario, things like that. And yeah, I think that's, what else is she playing? Those are probably the big ones. Oh, and she's been playing some Ring Fit Adventure as well. She's
awesome.
She's trying to stay in shape a little bit. So yeah, how about your kids?
So like going back a ways, they've each in turn had a phase where they really enjoyed Monument Valley, which they affectionately refer to as Ida, and at pretty young ages too. So that made me kind of proud that they were able to figure that stuff out. Well, it kind of bends your brain about 3D spatial concepts and then breaking them. So
speaking of which, I better unsubscribe to Apple Arcade before my free trial ends.
Yes,
there's some good stuff on there. It's just I don't have the time. But I'm thinking of resubscribing anytime I have a long period of break, because there's tons of really good stuff on there. But I don't want to pay for a subscription that I'm not going to use.
Right. No, they really like Splatoon 3, and they keep asking me, or 2, sorry, and play the first one too, because we can actually play together on that one a little bit. But then they keep asking when Splatoon 3 is coming out. So this summer, maybe.
That'll be out this year.
Yeah. But that'll be fun. Hopefully we can do the Splatfest, because we'll be home. Where are we going to be?
Yeah.
Anyway, but more recently, they've been playing some Animal Crossing. We were gifted a bunch of Xbox 360 games, which were a teenager's collection, so they're more for adults for the most part.
Okay.
But there's a copy of Madden 25, which is from 2014, and so that's the era that I most remember, the players and stuff across the league. So it's just nice to see Nelson, Jordy Nelson on the Packers again. Just saying.
Okay.
But most recently, they've been playing Minecraft, which I got for the PS4, because they don't really do that one on PC. But then they're like, oh, what if you could do this and make the changes? And I'm like, actually, guys, there are people who mod that game pretty heavily, and if you know how to do programming, you could do that yourself. So all these crazy things you're talking about, either someone's done them or you could learn how to do it yourself.
Why did you decide to go that one on the PlayStation 4 rather than the Switch?
Because usually they get their video games in all at the same time, and taking up one of the Switches
to spread it out a little bit. No, that makes sense. Cool.
So yeah.
Oh, and my daughter started playing. My oldest daughter started playing Strong Bad's cool game for attractive people.
Yeah, all right.
Because she's really into Homestar Runner.
Oh, raising them right.
I know, right?
That's beautiful.
One of her Christmas presents was the talking strong bad doll that goes, "Holy crap!" and I guess I'll have to jump. It's just wonderful. It's wonderful.
All right. We don't have any more questions unless you guys want to throw one at us before we wrap her up here. Oh, I guess I got to undo that one. There we go.
Yep. Yeah. Anyone got a question? Just here's your chance. Oh, Alexa's here. We're getting a lot of different people here when we have a different time period.
Yeah, it's true. It's nice. So yeah, we can't do this on a regular basis. Well, maybe we could.
I mean, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this time. I mean, it is a work day tomorrow, so I don't want to stay too late.
Right.
But I'm usually up this late anyway.
Yeah, man. So again, this is our first couple of podcasts for 2022. I guess to. Oh, all right. Not a question, says Satoshi. Oh, that's a recommendation.
Not a question, but Vinnk, buy another Vita Gen 1 charger. Haha. Yeah, I could.
I should spend the $60 or so to get that 3-in-1 for my Sega Tower of Power, because in the streams I was trying to do, or even like trying to record video off of that thing, there was at least one power brick that refused to work. I had to swap out for a different one. It's never the same one, so I'm not really sure what the deal with that was. But I should just do that so I can finish playing Heart of the Alien.
Oh yes,
I played more of that. Did you see that stream?
I didn't.
All right. Well, you want to hear a spoiler?
Streaming without me. Okay, go ahead.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Do you want to hear a spoiler?
Go ahead.
Lester comes back suddenly
What?
without explanation. Yeah, I thought he was all like, paralyzed and stuff, but nope, he's crawling around.
I still want to play as the pterodactyl.
Can't wait.
That's
we should really have her back.
What we should really do is we recorded over an hour of interview there. There's some juicy nuggets.
I think I'd rather have her back because the video quality over Skype was really poor, and it does not it doesn't re-encode well.
Oh, okay.
So let's just have her back.
Yeah, let's do that.
We talked to Rebecca Heineman about the development of Out of This World for the Super Nintendo and beyond.
And went off track a million times with a million different really, really cool stories. So
right. So we should just have her back.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I think this is our last question then.
All right. Do you guys get caught up in the re-release of Skyrim? I did. I never really got too far into the original release of Skyrim. I put a number of hours into it. And it's definitely a good game, but it's one of those games that's really expansive that I don't know. What do I have it on? I have it on PlayStation 3, which I hear is not the way to do it.
Oh, wow. I have it on the Switch.
Yeah.
And I tried playing it, and then I put it down for reasons I don't remember. So it's on my pile of shame right now.
No, you should send it to me.
I should, because I'm not playing it.
Yeah, and I'll send you something I'm not playing.
Okay.
We can swap. Remember, that's what people used to do. That's what people used to do.
But you're on the other side of the world, and they shut down airmail every once in a while, so...
Yeah, it's shut down right now, actually. So, but you can send it to me C-mail because I could wait 3 months.
Okay. Hopefully
I'll send you something.
Not sync.
Yeah, but then when I get it, I'll be all surprised, like, whoa, what's this?
Okay. Yep. I guess nothing left to do but to implore you all to listen to more of our podcasts, because in between this one and the last one you heard, there's a new episode of the Secret Podcast. The Two Boobs Watch the Tube TV podcast, and I can't tell you which one it is because we didn't record it yet.
We better do that.
Let's figure that out now.
All right. Yeah.
Which episode? Which shows have you been watching? Teen Titans Go is one of them that we're going to talk about.
We could do Teen Titans Go.
Okay.
We could do.
Let's just say it's Teen Titans Go that you've listened to in between this, and then all right, what's someone coming up afterwards?
Sure. Yes, it was that awesome episode we recorded on Teen Titans Go. Man, you won't believe what Sean says. Click to hear more.
Me either.
I guess I'll have to jump.
So, like, did you watch the Cowboy Bebop live action series?
No.
No interest?
I was interested up until it like got canceled, which I hear it got canceled before they got to finish it. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to invest in something that's already been canceled. You know what I mean?
It's a bummer. I think it's worth watching.
You think it's still worth watching?
Yeah, it's different.
Okay. It's
more like a 1 hour drama than it is a half hour. I don't know. It's different.
I feel heartbroken because I've invested in so many shows that only made it one season, and you get really like attached to the characters, and then it's just. Oh, I finished season 1 of Acapulco. I would be very willing to talk about that. I really enjoyed that.
I should watch it then.
You can. It's half-hour episodes. It really goes by quick.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll start watching that then. I finished up He-Man Revelation and the new Masters of the Universe series.
Okay.
Boy, I don't know. All right. Well, we'll talk about this off the air, but these are the kinds of things.
We should do Good Omens.
We should do Good Omens.
Did we do
Good Omens? We did not do Good Omens. Let's do Good Omens.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, so
that just got a second series, so confirmed. Yeah.
Okay.
They're filming now. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that they had ideas because they pretty much covered the book, but then like went off book.
Oh yeah, they went off book, so it'll be continuing the off book part. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we'll do Teen Titans Go and Good Omens for the month of January. That sounds great.
Sounds good.
All right, so again, thanks everyone for listening. Make sure you subscribe to the Famicom Dojo Live channel. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio. Well, this is all at the end tag. I don't need to tell you to do it. But for everyone watching, and Zoom. All right. Okay. I guess until next time then, the Dojo is
being remastered for all major consoles.
Ooh.
Right?
Give Mark something else to play.
I know.
All right, and we're outie.
Okay.
Famicom Dojo.
Oh, we're still here.
Hey.